So, what is up guys, welcome back to the channel. So again, we have some interesting controversies stirring up with Assassin's Creed Shadows, and once more it is the Japanese people from Japan who noticed something quite interesting with one of the most recent scarecrows in the game, which is based on a Japanese deity. Now this is some interesting stuff. Now, look at this one, guys. The statue of Akita Prefecture guardian deity Kashima-sama is treated as a just big scarecrow, an ornament in a work set in the Kansai region. It's like they're not even doing any research. Now, this was translated by Google, so I'm hoping that the translation is accurate, right? So the problem here, guys, is the following. We have again a problem here where the developer Ubisoft is putting this kind of figure, this deity, and it's using it in a very casual way, right? Almost like they don't care about the fact that, you know, they're insulting the culture of this area, the region, the deity, right? It's pretty much, yeah, whatever, just throw it in there and that's pretty much it. Now, of course, you know, you could see this as something good, something bad, something that doesn't really matter, but that's the problem for people in Japan. For them, this particularly doesn't seem that nice because it's almost like they don't care about that culture. They just want to throw in as many things as possible in the game to kind of make it look nice, but then does it have any coherence from a historical point of view or from a religious point of view for the society at that point in time? Well, it doesn't, right? Which is the problem, right? Anyway, another thing we have is the following. So there has been a recent post on The Gamer, which from my point of view, it's quite a bit hilarious. It says the following: Assassin's Creed Shadows director will listen to warranted criticism, okay, obviously based on what they believe is warranted, from Japanese fans. So of course Western fans have no say in this whatsoever because, you know, they believe that all of the Western fans, all of their criticism is hate and unhinged pretty much, which is, you know, quite a crazy way to think like that, but hey ho, there we go. But at least for the Japanese audience, they say that they will try to listen, but the problem is the following: the game is shipping in literally 2 weeks. So now coming back and telling the people that we will listen to some feedback, it's too late. So what's the point of this? It just doesn't make any sense, right? The game director, Jonathan Dumont, has touched on this at a previous event. Here he doesn't address the comments or hate coming from Western audiences, but says that he is willing to hear Japanese fans out as long as the feedback is good and warranted. Right? Now, we have here, so yeah, I also asked about the controversy surrounding this game in Japan, and he told me that the teams are focused on the game. They are trying to listen to the Japanese fans, trying to listen. And if there is any good and warranted criticism, they will try to take it in. But on the whole, they are mainly focused on delivering an outstanding game. So basically, they kind of confirm to here that any feedback or criticism will pretty much be ignored because they're too busy creating a game, which means that the feedback and criticism will not really be playing any role into this anyway. It's almost like saying, yeah, tell me what you don't like so I can ignore you, pretty much, right? As for what wouldn't be considered warranted criticism, that would likely include the endless stream of complaints about Assassin's Creed going woke, something we've seen with many other games over the past years. There are also some calling for Yasuke to be removed from the game, which obviously could not be done so late into development. So now finally Ubisoft is acknowledging that Japanese people are actually asking for this to be done. They complained about these aspects where initially they were saying, no, everyone is happy with this, Japanese people are happy with this, nobody has a problem with this, whereas actually there are people in Japan who are not happy about how they're treating the story, the history about it, the way they portray Yasuke as this legendary samurai, which again, it was not proven at all. If you look at the documents and everything, the information was taken from What is this guy? I don't remember this guy's name. I kind of forgot him. It was like he wrote an article in a book and then from Wikipedia, but his book was like heavily manipulated. It was just his point of view, his kind of like his opinion effectively, right? And then Ubisoft took that book as valid, whereas, you know, experts in history in Japan have all said that, you know, Jasuke portrayed as a historical samurai is a bit of an overstretch potentially, right? But anyway, there we go, guys. There we have it. So yeah, Thomas Lockley. There we go. Thomas Lockley. That was the guy who effectively published that book, and kind of Ubisoft just went with it like crazy. They didn't even question it. Basically, they just said, oh yeah, wow, this was written by this guy who is allegedly an expert in the theme, although he wasn't, but anyway. And now effectively they're just running with it. So yes, it's quite hilarious from my point of view. So I don't know, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe that this is offensive for the Japanese people, using their deity as a scarecrow in the game? I mean, you know, there's different ways to look at this, right? In the translation, it says the following: birds and people alike get a fright when they face this colossus. Oh, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. I mean, I like the reply here. The reply here is just hilarious. It says the following: maybe in their next apology letter, they will address something like, "Oh, sorry, we use AI. Blame ChatGPT." Oh, this is just amazing. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's video on this one. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe this is a serious thing or not? And of course, we shall see how the game performs come 20th of March 2025, which is just 2 weeks to go, guys. Quite exciting, to be honest. But anyways, as always, guys, see you later in the next one.